Most people who get into coin collecting eventually hit a wall where standard magnifying glass just doesn't cut it anymore. You end up hunched over, squinting, and honestly, it's a recipe for a headache. That is where this little setup from Elikliv tries to change the game. It is not just a digital magnifier, it actually has a built-in scale right on the base. That is a pretty clever move because, for anyone serious about error coins or precious metals, you usually need two separate tools to get the job done. Now you have one footprint on your desk. The scale itself is surprisingly snappy. You drop a coin on there, and the reading pops up almost instantly without that annoying lag where the numbers just bounce around forever. It feels solid, too, thanks to that metal base, which keeps things from tipping over when you are trying to get a precise weight. The screen is a 4.3-inch IPS panel, and it is a massive upgrade over those tiny handheld loops. You can sit back, relax, and actually see the details on a coin without straining your neck. The viewing angles are wide enough that you don't have to be perfectly centered to see what is going on, which is great if you're showing a find to someone else. Now, the lighting is where this thing gets interesting. It uses a mix of 8 lights around the lens and 2 side lights. If you have ever tried to photograph a proof coin, you know how frustrating glare can be. Those side lights are a lifesaver for cutting down on that harsh reflection, letting you actually see the mint marks or surface imperfections instead of just a bright white blob. The image quality is decent for the price point. It captures 12 megapixel photos and 1080p video, which is more than enough for documenting a collection or putting together a listing for an online sale. You just pop in a micro SD card and you are good to go. One thing to keep in mind, though, is that the card isn't included in the box, so you will need to have one handy. You can also plug it into a computer if you want to see the feed on a bigger monitor, which is a nice touch for classroom settings or just getting a better look at a tricky detail. It is also surprisingly portable. You can pop the magnifier off the stand and take it outside to look at rocks or insects, which makes it a fun gadget for more than just coin enthusiasts. The battery life is rated for about 3 hours, which is plenty for a long session at a coin show or a deep dive into a collection. If there is a downside, it is that the build is mostly plastic, so it doesn't feel like a piece of heavy-duty lab equipment, but for the price, it is hard to complain. It is a practical, well-thought-out tool that solves a lot of the common frustrations collectors face. If you are tired of the squinting and the juggling of multiple tools, this is definitely worth a look.
Check out the video description for updated price. And thank you for watching this video.